about what I thought it would be. Guys played really hard. It was another physical game, and just proud of our team for, I think, playing our most complete game. I think last week we probably played our most complete half, and I thought we put 4 quarters together. With our ones. Just starting with our defense. The defense was outstanding. Really gave up 112 yards total with our ones, and the rest came on the last couple of drives when we subbed out, which will give us an opportunity to really, teach those guys. But just overall great day. Turnovers, interceptions, the pick six. We got pressure on the quarterback, affected him. Did a great job, really all day in that regard, and just proud of the team. A lot of guys stepped up. Obviously, Barrett Carter out, and Wade Woodaz and Kobe did a nice job of stepping in and filling that role for us. But just another great day, for our defense. A lot of competitive plays, and guys are taking a lot of pride in what they're doing. Still plenty that we've got to clean up and keep learning from. Opportunity to keep coaching those guys for sure. But another really good day. And then offensively, thought Cade was outstanding. Completion wise, made some big plays with his legs. Some great throws, and his guys made some great plays for us. It was a fun day. We were really balanced on offense. Thought we could run the ball. We were able to do that, and then that opened up some things in the passing game for us. Really good on third and fourth down, and then a lot of big plays. We had about 8 guys that contributed. 8, really, if you count the play from Hunter Helms at the end, that was a big play. As far as the yardage, had about 8 or 9 guys have some big plays for us. I thought we protected well, and had a couple of miscues up front, and 80-something plays, but I thought our OL really did another nice job. I'm glad we were able to play a lot of guys and just continue to, create the most competition that we can, with the guys that are playing. Dropped a few balls that we need to handle, had a couple of penalties we need to eliminate that were unnecessary, and had the one interception which was just didn't place the ball right where it needed to be. But overall, again, another really good day, just gotta keep rolling. Got another great opportunity this week. Another ranked team and really good football team coming in here with North Carolina. We've had a great year, and coming off a big win, just like we are. So be another great day, senior day. Always special time in the Valley, and last time, until next year that stadium will be full. So look forward to another great week of preparation, and another great opportunity this week in the Valley. Injury wise, probably one of our cleanest games, actually. Big picture wise, other than Sage, we did lose Sage, and he tore his ACL. So really gonna have to have surgery this week, and so I really hate that for him. He was having a really good year for us. Just I've heard me talk about him many times. He's made some big plays. One of our most physical guys. A lot of big blocks. Does a lot of things you don't necessarily always show up on the stat sheet, but that's a big loss for us for sure. So really hate that for him. But he was the one major injury that we had.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. You kind of gradually brought Avion along this season, and then, of course, he made his first start against Notre Dame, had a great game, played 60 snaps, and then another great game yesterday with the one-handed pick and some nice PBUs. Was there a point at which in practice you kind of saw that he took a step forward as a true freshman and was ready to be a regular player, or was it kind of a baptism by fire against Notre Dame?
I mean, I think a combination of all those things. I mean, we started out really, we were primarily focusing him at nickel. He'll play a lot of nickel over his time here as well. He's a very talented young player, and but that was kind of where we were working him a good bit, creating some depth there, also at corner, and just with J. Lou getting hurt, obviously Sheridan hurt, all of a sudden, it created more opportunity for him at corner. But he's a kid that, we knew early on. Even all the way back to camp, like, okay, this guy's he's gonna be something special, and he's just one of those guys that you just knew would get better because he's very focused. He's just like his brother in that regard, that he's just about his business all the time, and he's got a great aptitude. He's competitive. He's got a ton of confidence. And so just kind of something that we've seen all year, and he's taking advantage of his opportunity. And obviously the Notre Dame presented, his biggest opportunity, and he took full advantage of it. He's played, other snaps at nickel and things like that, but that was his first true big test, and obviously did a great job. And he's really created a great spark for us out there.
Hey, Coach, it's David Hood. I was, speaking of injuries, thinking about Will Shipley. That looked like targeting yesterday in a way, and maybe against NC State it was. When you look at those, do you send those into the league office? Did you ever get an explanation from them after the hit at NC State on him?
Yeah, we send everything in that we disagree with, and we do get a response, but it's kind of confidential what those responses are. It's kind of, it's really not something that we're supposed to get into. But I will say that, Al Riveron, the director, he's very, forthright, and calls it like it is, whether he agrees with you or not. And I certainly appreciate that. But yeah, we turn everything in, whether it's something like that, or a missed hold, or a PI, or whatever. And we've had several things over the course of the year that we turn in that, yeah, they agree with, that they missed, and it's frustrating. But they and then other things that we've turned in that they don't agree with. And so at least you've got good communication, and and you use it to learn and educate yourself and your team, but then also the things that they do agree with that you turn in, they use it. Al uses it to try to hold his guys accountable. So, there is some accountability. Doesn't help in the moment or the day after, but at least there is a process of accountability on the other side of because it affects those guys, as far as how they, get games and postseason and all that type of stuff, So I think he's doing a good job of trying to have transparency and accountability. But yeah, those are, that's definitely one we'll turn in, and we usually get a response a day or so after it. But that's the type of stuff that we keep confidential.
Dabo, this is Larry, going to Ennis's loss. Just curious for some of your extended thoughts on filling that void and the readiness of Josh and Olsen Pat.
Yeah, Josh is ready. He's been kind of waiting his time, and obviously went in there the other day and took advantage of his opportunity. I had made a couple plays. He's a very natural athlete. He's very instinctive, really understands the game and the nuances of the game. And that, he's played about every position you can play in football. He's played quarterback, running back, tight end, receiver, DN, linebacker, safety. He's played everything. So he's just got a high aptitude for the game. He's got, just a unique athleticism to him with his body type, plays with great confidence. So this is a good opportunity for him, obviously, and he took advantage of it the other day. And then, it puts Olsen a little bit more, in the fray as well. So a guy that we have, high expectations for. And then now that there's only a couple of games left in the regular season, Marcus Dixon is another guy that can now play if we need him. So all those guys, most of our guys have at least 2 games left. So pretty much everybody's our depth starting this week will be a little deeper, whether it be special teams or just, some position depth from some guys that could be available if we need it.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. Speaking of the tight ends, I thought that one play, brings to obviously a great touchdown, but I thought that play he made, fighting for the first down on the fourth down conversion was
Yeah.
a real big moment in the game.
Yeah, sure it was. It was a great play and good second effort to make sure he got it. We had one other one on a 3rd and 2 that he just didn't hang on to that I think he would have got to, but that was definitely a big play in that sequence of plays and that drive for sure.
Hey, Dabo, it's Chapel. I know you touched on this in your presser a little bit, but just want to follow up on the fake punt. How did that kind of come about, and execution wise, what went wrong there to where that didn't work out?
Yeah, it's just an alert, and we should have punted the ball there, but we just didn't execute it well. That's make a call and didn't work out the way you want for whatever reason, and nobody's fault but mine there. So just didn't go the way you want it.
Coach, what about text fake? I don't know if you call it a fake punt. It was a weird formation,
Yeah.
and it wasn't their punter back there, so I'm sure they didn't surprise you. But what happened on that?
Just made a good play. I mean, we were there. We were right there. I mean, I think he started running at first, and I think that might have hesitated a little bit, and then he threw it on the run, but kind of late last second. But we were right there. Kid just made a heck of a play right on the sidelines, close, but good play by them.
Dabo, Larry again. When somebody makes a play like Tyler did with that catch, how much, I guess, power can that have to energize an entire sideline? Not that y'all were flat beforehand. I'm just curious just how much of a shot that can give a whole team when that happens.
Oh man, it's huge. Just like when you drop a wide open touchdown can deflate you, right? Or you drop a pick six that's a walk in. Those are type of things that can take air out of you a little bit. Those plays like that are plays that just enthusiasm is contagious, and just that's how you get it rolling. That's how that Mo rolls. Is somebody makes a play, and it was fun to see. Started with Bo. I thought Bo made a great play, and then came back with Tyler. So just fun to see, and proud of those guys. And that's the way it should be. Got to make a few players make plays, and put the ball in position, and that's what quarterbacks love, is to see guys, make them right, and reward them for putting the ball at least in position to make a play. Go back to the national championship in January of 19. Horrible throw by Trevor, and Justin Ross reaches back and just makes one of the most amazing catches, right? And it's just a play in the game, but plays like that, it's like it just throws gasoline on the fire. And so that was one of those. It was good to see.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. You mentioned the incredible pass by Cade in between 4 defenders to Brenningstool for the touchdown. He really threaded the needle on that. But how fine is the line, or is there a fine line between making a throw like that and knowing you can make it, and wanting to protect the football in those situations, especially given the struggles that y'all have had with turnovers in the red zone this season?
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of we went into that game. Hey, we're going to be aggressive, and we kind of read it from outside in, and just let it rip. I mean, I'd rather say whoa than go. It's just part of him learning and growing, and that was a great play, and it was an awesome play by Brenny too. I mean, because it was a kind of that'll be on every coach's blur drill tape for sure. That was the epitome of the blur drill. But Yeah, I mean, we trust him. I mean, we trust Cade, and we got to let him play. And we've got to score touchdowns, and you're not going to just score touchdowns just handing it off all the time. You got to go, cut it loose and let it rip. You're going to have some bad plays as well with that, but this is an opportunity for us to really grow our team and try to finish with some momentum. We've won a couple of big games in a row. He's made some big plays, and I'd say we've kind of won in some different ways these last couple of weeks. But I definitely think, we get in the red zone 4 times and 4 touchdowns. So that's a great area of improvement for us over the course of the season.
Coach, it's David Hood again. Just to my untrained eye, it looks like maybe the last couple of weeks, a little less RPO in the offense and just more kind of called, straight plays, or am I not seeing that?
I would say you're definitely not seeing that.
Okay.
We probably had more RPOs in that game than we've had in a long time. And that's how a bunch of those balls got thrown to Bo. And he had a couple of big, the first big play to Bo that Bo had was an RPO. Several of Tyler Brown's plays were RPOs. So I'm glad we got you fooled.
Well, and I was going to ask then, does that mean that it seems like you're executing the RPO game better than you had been in previous weeks?
That is the definite. We're definitely executing better, and just with a little bit more confidence and decisiveness, and blocking on the perimeter, no doubt about, and just being in rhythm. Some of those RPO things come when you're in rhythm, and you're knocking down some first downs, you're playing with a little tempo, and those things gradually happen within your offense. But we had several built in, where it's a give or a throw, based on the decision the quarterback makes.
Is Larry again? Does it feel like Thomas Austin's going to just ride the hot hand approach at guard from here on out? That seems to have worked the last couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, I'd say so. I mean, but it was good to be able to get the other guys in there. I think that's the best approach, honestly. It's great. I mean, I don't think Trent and Harris, even though they played, I think, every snap against Notre Dame, I don't think we want to have to live on that every single week. It's good to be able to get Colin. Of course, Colin, he's just a great young talent. And I mean, it was good to get him back, and he brings a presence in there for sure. And honestly, it was good to see Mitchell get back in there and play well. I mean, he had his best game, and sometimes you just gotta lose the opportunity, or just go sit for a while, to kind of, everybody can have a slump in anything that you do. And he just had a couple bad games, and I thought he played well. He did some really good things, and that was encouraging. So, we need all those guys, and it'd be nice to be able. And we ended up bumping Mitchell and Colin out at some tackle as well, and got him some reps there, and got some other guys in too. So I was pleased. I mean, again, we 80 something plays. I mean, there's always a poor footwork here, didn't quite finish here, but it's never perfect. But I thought those guys competed their butts off once again, and did a nice job. Proud of all those guys. Trent and Harris certainly missed a couple plays, but made a bunch of them. And then Colin and Mitchell, I thought they added some value, and it was good to see that. So encouraged, and hopefully, we can keep that type of depth going. And it gives you options. If somebody's not having a day, it's nice to be able to have somebody else to be able to get in there and get it done. So pleased with what we saw, and hopefully we can keep building on that.
With Tristan, do you think that knowing he's the sort of full-time guy at left tackle has been helpful for him?
Yeah, I mean, Tristan's a baller. I mean, we started him at guard. Was it a few games ago before Colin got hurt, and he played well. He played really well in there at guard. So, he's he's a guy that's just very conscientious, and he just takes it serious. He competes his butt off. I mean, same thing. He's a sophomore, and it's his first year to really play significant snaps, and he's not perfect, but he's getting better and better and better. But he competes his tail off, and he's got good length that he knows how to use. He can get a little high every now and then and get bullied some back, but he learns from it, and he doesn't make many mistakes, over and over. I mean, he's a quick fix guy, which you like, especially at that position. I'm encouraged by all those guys, and I'll tell you, Blake Miller he's playing really well for us. I mean, he is playing some really, really good football. Just kind of quietly about his business. He's had a moment here or there throughout the year, but these last few games, I mean, he has really become just a steady Eddie out there, and he's just a sophomore. So encouraged by what we've been able to do these last couple of weeks.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. Speaking of the offensive line, Colin Sadler was flagged for ineligible downfield, negated a big completion.
Yeah,
I guess that's a good learning moment for him. But how is that one of the more difficult things for a young offensive line, especially when you have a quarterback like Cade who scrambles around a lot?
That wasn't on Sadler. That's on Cade.
Okay.
Those are the type of things, people don't really understand what's going on there. That's an handoff. That's an RPO. That's a handoff, and honestly, he either should have handed the ball or he should have thrown the ball to Bo, and he held the ball. He had the slants tagged and read it inside out, and he just got spooked a little bit by there was a cover down guy, and he should have just came right. His eyes should have just come right out and just put the ball on Bo. You have to throw that ball on time. That's not a play where you can hold the ball because it's an outside zone scheme to the left. And, guys are running and climbing. And if he throws that ball on time, it's not a problem. But he pulled the ball down because he was going to throw the inside slant. And then he like I said, he got scared a little bit from saw the backer buzzing. And really, instead, all he did, Bo was wide open. Just read it inside out, put it on him. But he pulled it down, which is good too, because he didn't like it. I'd rather him do that than, make a bad throw. And so he pulled it down and took off running and hit Bo on a scramble drill, forgetting that it's an RPO. And the next thing you know, you got a lineman down the field. So it shouldn't. The quarterback has to protect the line in that situation. Now, there are certain things that are some RPOs where we tag and they know what we have. But in that particular case, you're just counting on the quarterback. The ball's either handed or it's gone, like on the catch. So nobody's getting downfield.
To be honest, I probably didn't. I didn't even see that play because I was probably tweeting. So I'm glad I asked. Thanks for correcting me on that, Coach.
Yeah.
David, again, I think I did see this, and I hope you don't tell me I'm wrong again, or I'm just going to take a football class. But it looked like Haynes King at times he would see what he thought was man, and it would go zone, or he would see what he thought might be zone, and they would go man. Was that one of Wes's best efforts, or the defense overall, and in kind of confusing what Georgia Tech was trying to do?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, we mix it up like we do every week. I think they did a nice job of some of their, they worked hard on their disguises, whether it be man or zone and some of their alignments. They worked hard on that, but I think the biggest thing was just our ability to get pressure, to win up front. I think was the biggest thing that I think affected the quarterback.
Anybody else for Coach tonight?
If you go back, they've only had 8 sacks all year. So it's not like he's been in a situation where he's been getting hit like that. And 4 sacks is half of what they've had in 9 games. So I think that was probably the biggest thing.
Anybody else? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you,
All right, thanks,
Coach.
guys.